So here we go for a track guide in the 458 Italia for the Nurburgring GP shorts for this week's weekly races. So turn number 1, you want to be braking where that grass starts just there. And now here, trail braking into this corner, meaning that the more you steer, the less you brake, as you can see. And then shift up to second before you start to pile on the throttle, so you can get better traction out of that corner. Now here, you want to come out wide so you can swing back on yourself into this left-hander. Make sure you go for a late apex here, as you can see, and then smooth on the throttle out of the corner using this road on exit here. And now for this corner, really hugging this inside curb as much as you possibly can. And then here on exit, notice how I'm right to the edge of the track here on the left. I'm not near the middle. You want to stick as far left as possible so you can really get a wider line into this corner. And you'll see here just a slight little lift here, and then running out a little bit wide there because the track limits on this game really aren't that good sometimes. Now coming into this corner here, you want to be braking just before this 100-meter board. And now for how to take this corner, you want to treat it as a double apex corner. So you aim for an early apex, come out wide on yourself during the middle of the corner, and then cut back in on exit. So you'll see here, early apex, coming out wide, and cutting back in on exit early on the throttle. Now for this corner here, you're going to want to be braking before this white line right here. So you'll see trail braking down, one last shift down to second gear to get a bit more rotation using the curb. And now here, come out wide and back to the inside, a late apex once more. And now here, powering up through the gears, making sure you hit the inside curb here, gains you a bit more time. Just there, just clip it. And now these two corners here are quite difficult. Now you're going to want to be braking at that 100-meter board. The thing is with this corner is the track limits are poorly monitored, so you can cut this corner a fair amount without getting a track limits violation. However, I didn't want to risk it so much because I was on a pretty good lap, so you'll see I do not cut the corner anywhere near as much as you actually can, so you guys can experiment with this. So trail brake in, down to first gear. You can see I'm not really actually cutting the corner at all, but you can actually gallop over this curb. So hit the curb, shift up to second, hit the next curb, smack that bollard out of the way. That's kind of an indication as to how much you need to cut that part. And now into this final corner here, tricky to spot your braking point. It's just there, that orange barrier. Down to second gear, aim for a late apex once more. I missed the apex a little bit, and you'll see I lose a bit of time as a result, about just under half a tenth. But anyway, that's a lap around the Nurburgring GP short. Now, you might feel quite overwhelmed with the sheer amount of information I've thrown at you in a short amount of time, so make sure you go back and rewatch the video. And now here's the full lap with no commentary.